including the port and the military support that they are having. They are trying to support by supporting 16 j10cs aircraft fighters.
So during the visit, Yunus received Chinese pledges of $2.1 billion in investment. Bangladesh particularly welcomed $400 million in the modernising of Mongla Seaport and $350 million in Chinese economic zone in Chattogram. Meanwhile, Indian media also reported that an airbase in Bangladesh's Lal Monirat
tilts too much toward China to encircle India. So
हाँ जी, इंटरनेशनल मीडिया कह रहा है बांग्लादेश ने इंडिया पे घेरा तंग कर लिया है, बांग्लादेश ने इंडिया को घेर लिया है और यहाँ पे इंडिया की जो इनसिक्योरिटीज़ हैं यही वजह है कि बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गई हैं। यहाँ पे इंटरनेशनल मीडिया बांग्लादेश को अप्रिशिएट कर रहा है कि $2.1 बिलियन की चाइना की इन्वेस्टमेंट बांग्लादेश अपनी कंट्री में ले आया है। यहाँ पे इंडिया जो स्टेप्स ले रहा है कि बांग्लादेश की ट्रांसशिपमेंट की फैसिलिटी को ब्लॉक कर रहा है, उसको कैंसिल कर रहा है, वहीं पे बांग्लादेश में भर भर के जो चाइना से इन्वेस्टमेंट है वो आती जा रही है। बांग्लादेश के पोर्ट्स पे चाइनीज़ इन्वेस्टमेंट आ रही है और ये जो पोर्ट्स हैं इनको बिल्कुल चाइना बदल के रख देगा और एक दूसरा चाइना बांग्लादेश के अंदर बनने जा रहा है। आप लोगों के साथ मैं इंटरनेशनल मीडिया की रिपोर्ट शेयर करूंगी। इंटरनेशनल मीडिया क्या कह रहा है, बांग्लादेश की तारीफ़ की जा रही है कि बांग्लादेश ने बहुत कमाल खेला है, मोहम्मद यूनुस को अप्रिशिएट किया जा रहा है और साथ ही इंडिया के साथ ताज़ियत की जा रही है, इंडिया के साथ हमदर्दी की जा रही है कि अब इंडिया के साथ शायद ही कुछ अच्छा हो। बिना टाइम वेस्ट किए रिपोर्ट देते हैं, इसको आखिर तक देखें। आप लोग साथ इसकी ट्रांसलेशन भी जो है मैं शेयर करूंगी। तो पहले हम वीडियो देख लेते हैं, फिर मज़ीद बात करते हैं। वीडियो देखने से पहले चैनल पे न्यू हैं तो प्लीज़ मेरे चैनल को लाजमी सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकॉन पर क्लिक करें। So चलते हैं, देखते हैं वीडियो।
So during the visit, Yunus received Chinese pledges of $2.1 billion in investment. Bangladesh particularly welcomed $400 million in the modernising of Mongla Seaport and $350 million in Chinese economic zone in Chattogram. Meanwhile, Indian media also reported that an airbase in Bangladesh's Lal Monirat district was discussed during the trip, with some reports saying construction would start in October. The two sides also signed an agreement to share hydrological data between the Yarlung, Sangbo and Yamuna rivers. Lal Monirat airbase, Mongla port and Chattogram. What concerns would India have over these?
Chinese are moving in faster, including the Kalandam project, including the port and the military support that they are having. They are trying to support by supporting 16 j10cs aircraft fighters for the Bangladesh to deploy in the airport.
Is this at Lal Monirat airbase?
Yeah, there's an airbase. It's more like a training facilities.
Right.
So all the pilots of Bangladesh pilots who are going to receive new airplanes from China will be trained over there. So everything will be starting from there, and it can be turned into the live airbase during the time of war. So it doesn't matter, and it is very close to the Chicken Neck. So that actually makes it more strategically sensitive.
Right, and Professor Tsai, I understand just 60 kilometers from that Chicken Neck. Tell me a little bit more about, the dangers of this dual use.
Yes, China's attempt to plant its flag in two ports in Bangladesh. So this is something to do with significant security implications, especially for India, because China can use its cooperation with Bangladesh to gain access to the Indian Ocean. And also, India often views Chinese infrastructure projects in South Asia because they think this is kind of like a part of China's string of pearls strategy. So involve establish a strategic network, and also this is very, very.
So this is a string of pearls that surrounds India.
Surround India.
Yeah, in places like Sri Lanka, Myanmar.
Yes. So Bangladesh inviting China, like I said, an enemy of India to invest. We have put India in an awkward position because if Bangladesh tilts too much toward China, And then the whole situation will be different because it tried to encircle India. So this is nothing. This is something to do with economic investment, but it also means it's very, very strategic positioning, especially for Bangladesh aligning with China.
Right, that's right. And Roger, just going back to Chief Minister of Assam's comments when he heard Yunus, he said this is offensive and strongly condemnable. You can understand why for the Indians, as you said, it's highly sensitive, talking about them being landlocked. And these two bases, so Mongla Seaport, the modernization project, and then Chattogram, which is actually the Chinese economic zone, but that also is on the Bay of Bengal, so one on the east and one on the west side.
Well, Chattogram is also known as Chittagong, which is one of the largest ports in South Asia. So 92% of the goods of Bangladesh go through that port. So China has been trying to replicate the Hambantota mode.
Sri Lanka.
Yeah, that they have been using for the past few years. So the Hambantota mode actually is a replication of the Shenzhen mode. So they build a port first, and then followed by the SEZ, special economic zones, and they build a city out of that. So they want to replicate to Chittagong. And that actually creates the heavy dependency, the economic dependency of Bangladesh towards China, which has been really deep already. So they're trying to lock in Bangladesh, China, by offering military, economic, and BRI supports in different fronts. So they actually give India more and more heavier and heavier strategic pressures for the past few years. So this is something that really need to take care of seriously.
Right, and that economic, Professor, that economic dependence then assuming leads to political dependence and then also to the military cooperation. You mentioned the string of pearls. What benefits does this bring to Bangladesh?
Yeah, the thing is that because the relationship between India and Bangladesh is generally positive, but recently there has been occasional tensions on some bumpy road. For example, they have, according to some reports in Bangladesh, we can see a lot of violence, persecution, discrimination against Hindus, originally from India. So this is something to do with the recent history. They have some tensions between two countries. And the chief advisor, Yunus, is hedging with China. But doing this will alienate its neighboring country, India. So this is very, very important because India used to help Bangladesh to be independent. So they have some good relationship before. But recently, after Yunus became the leader, and the relationship is getting sour a little bit.
Now, Yunus's trip to China coincided with Bangladesh's 54th Independence Day. Dhaka's independence was won with significant Indian support, culminating in a 9-month war in 1971, where the Indian military backed the Bengali resistance, leading to the surrender of Pakistani forces and the birth of Bangladesh. India has long been a key supporter of former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who in 2024 was forced from power after massive public protests and fled to India. But with her departure from office, India-Bangladesh relations have entered a period of uncertainty. Yunus is also seeking a meeting with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to restart bilateral relations. Roger, what do you make of the criticism by some that Yunus should have spent Independence Day celebrating it with the Bangladeshi people, perhaps making a speech to the Bangladeshi people, rather than being in China?
Well, I think this is a very bold move that he has made, and he was actually walking on a tightrope between two giants over here, India and China, because Independence Day actually is a very sensitive day, and Bangladesh actually holds a lot of gratitude towards India around this, because without India's help, they couldn't have had gained their independence. So if you, as a leader or a senior leader of the country, choosing this symbolic day to to switch your diplomatic allegiance, that actually is a very big thing.
Professor Tsai, would you agree with that assessment? You know, or is it, as we have actually already covered and Roger did too, that Yunus is trying to fight for his country? He's trying to, you know, expand economic growth for Bangladesh.
Yeah, but sometimes it's very easy for Yunus to get caught in between two giants, because if they are competing with each other, and then you're gonna get caught. Sometimes you cannot sit on the fence, because you have to choose sides, right? The thing is that because India is a neighboring country, and India has been helping Bangladesh for a long time.
You said that sometimes you have to choose sides.
Yeah.
Is the fact that this happened during Independence Day, does that say that Yunus chose China?
Yes, he tried to choose China to cooperate with China and try to get some economic assistance. But the thing is that this is not easy. It's not an easy choice. You have to be careful, because if you allow China to invest too much and maybe get some of your ports, then India is not gonna happy about.
ओके जी, ये रिपोर्ट आप लोगों ने देखी है इंटरनेशनल मीडिया की। इंटरनेशनल मीडिया कह रहा है इंडिया के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा टेंशन बढ़ गई है, और जितना बांग्लादेश चाइना के पास होता जा रहा है उतना ही इंडिया पे घेरा तंग होता जा रहा है। इंडिया की जो परेशानी है वो बढ़ती जा रही है, और इंडिया इस चीज़ को अभी तक अंडरस्टैंड नहीं कर पा रहा, बल्कि उल्टी साइड पे चल रहा है। जिस सीधे रास्ते पे इंडिया को जाना चाहिए, इंडिया टोटली उसके ऑपोजिट जा रहा है। यहाँ पे जी इंटरनेशनल मीडिया कह रहा है कि इंडिया के लिए बहुत बड़ा ख़तरा है। चिकन नेक को लेके इंडिया के सर पे एक जो तलवार है वो मंडला रही है, और यहाँ पे किसी भी वक्त कुछ भी हो सकता है। यहाँ पे इन्होंने कहा कि 2.1 बिलियन की जो इन्वेस्टमेंट है वो बांग्लादेश में आ रही है। जितना बांग्लादेश इंडिया से दूर होता जा रहा है, बांग्लादेश में इन्वेस्टमेंट का सिलसिला जो है वो और तेज़ी से जो है बढ़ता जा रहा है। और साथ ही यहाँ पे इन्होंने लाल मनोर हाट जो बेस है उसकी बात की, उसके लिए चाइना फाइटर जेट्स भेज रहा है j10c इस एयर बेस के लिए स्पेशली। कुछ ही दिन के अंदर ये जेट्स जो हैं बांग्लादेश के अंदर आ जाएंगे इस बेस के लिए स्पेसिफिकली। तो ये एक बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है कि चाइना जो है हर तरह से बांग्लादेश को ठीक है फंडिंग जो है वो फ्राहम कर रहा है। साथ ही इन्होंने कहा कि जो पोर्ट्स हैं उनको बेहतर बनाया जाएगा, और साथ ही जो चिटागोंग है चट्टोग्राम है उसको बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रांसफॉर्म किया जाएगा, कि यहाँ पे बिल्कुल चाइना में जिस तरह के पोर्ट्स हैं उसी तरह इसको ट्रांसफॉर्म किया जाएगा, कि आपको लगेगा कि एक अदर चाइना है जो बांग्लादेश में बन गया। वेल यहाँ पे इंटरनेशनल मीडिया भी हैरत का शिकार है कि बांग्लादेश जैसी कंट्री और इंडिया जैसा मुल्क जो खुद को बहुत बड़ी कंट्री तस्वुर करता है, खुद को बहुत बड़ी इकॉनमी तस्वुर करता है, वो बांग्लादेश के सामने लाजवाब हो गया है, और उस कंट्री को समझ नहीं आ रही कि आगे हम कौन से स्टेप लें। लेकिन यहाँ पे ये इंटरनेशनल मीडिया कह रहा है कि इंडिया के लिए मुश्किलात बढ़ गई हैं, और चाइना और बांग्लादेश ने इंडिया पे जो घेरा है वो मज़ीद तंग कर दिया है। या आप लोग क्या कहेंगे इस हवाले से? आप लोगों का क्या कहना है? जो भी प्रोग्रेस हो रही है तेज़ी से, बांग्लादेश जिस तरह बड़ी मकदार में इन्वेस्टमेंट्स लेके आ रहा है, बांग्लादेश एक जो बिज़नेस हब है वो बन चुका है, और आगे इंडिया के साथ बांग्लादेश को कैसे चलना चाहिए, कौन से स्टेप्स लेने चाहिए, अपना जो फीडबैक है, अपना जो एनालिसिस है लाजमी दिया करें कमेंट सेक्शन में। वीडियो को लाइक और शेयर लाजमी करें। अपना ख्याल रखें, अपने इस चैनल का भी। आई विल सी यू गाइस टिल देन, टेक केयर, अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।